is about identifying your net worth. So basically, what are your assets? Where is your money invested? That will come on the left hand side section. And what are your liabilities? What are you supposed to pay back to others? So all this will be listed and your net worth will be calculated in step number 2. So we're going to learn first of all how we're going to add assets and liabilities. So adding assets or liabilities is pretty simple, just like you add income or expenses in step 1. Adding assets is pretty simple. Go to the assets menu and click on add a new asset. Okay, and the screen that you get here allows you to add a new asset head. You can just type in the name of the asset, for example, mutual fund equity, and just click on add. So your new head, asset head will be added here. You can add as many asset heads as you want. And remember, you should try and add one asset type as one head. For example, for equity mutual funds, we just have one asset. So if there are multiple equity funds that you have, then they're going to appear as sub assets, which is a different topic. Okay, so other asset that I could be holding is probably PPF, so I'm going to add it as another head. Other assets could be, for example, gold, so add it as another head, and so on. So you're going to add various heads like this. And once you've added all the heads that you have, you're going to close this window and you will see that these three heads appear here in the assets table. Now you have the table, and this is a similar way you're going to add your liabilities. So you're going to go to the liabilities menu and going to say add a new liability, and you're going to simply type the liability head name, which could be, for example, your home loan is one liability. So you're going to say add head. Then you're going to say my next liability is probably life insurance premiums. So you're going to say I'm going to add another liability for life insurance premiums and so on. And once I've added all my liabilities, I'm going to close this window. So you see these two liabilities were added here. Now remember that these are just heads right now. So they are a lot of details need to be provided in terms of what is their value, what are the returns, if they have any sub assets, etc. Similarly for liabilities, how much is the liability we owe, and so on, which we'll see later on. But before you go on and add your assets and liabilities, make sure you go through these menu. What are assets? Typical ROIs of various assets, the valid examples of assets, invalid examples of assets. Go through these menu and they'll give you a much clear picture of what you should be adding and what you should not be adding. Similarly, on the liability side, what are liabilities? The valid and invalid examples of liabilities. Understand that very clearly before you go on and add any new liability. Sometimes we feel that we know what is an asset and liability, but you might be surprised to see how misunderstood our understanding can be. So go on, read this material, and as I showed you, go on and add your asset and liability heads. And probably in the next video, I'm going to show you how to update your existing assets and liabilities with more data and more information. Okay, thank you.